In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 NBA games happening on May 13, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Indiana Pacers versus Cleveland Cavaliers. On Tuesday night, the 4th-seeded Indiana Pacers are heading to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse to face the top-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. It's Game 5 of the second-round playoff series, and while the Cavs managed to grab a win in Game 3, the Pacers have otherwise dominated, taking Games 1, 2, and 4. Indiana also won 3 out of the 4 regular season matchups, though they went 2-2 against the spread in those. Over the last 10 meetings, the Pacers hold a 6-4 edge straight up and are 5-5 against the spread. The over has cashed in 6 of those games. Indiana is trying to punch its ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals for the 2nd year in a row. They're on a tear, winning 22 of their last 28 games overall and their last 3 playoff games away from home. Offensively, the Pacers are lighting it up, averaging 118 points per game while shooting a sharp 50.1% from the field. On defense, they're giving up 113 points per game and holding opponents to 44.5% shooting. They're also drilling 40.4% of their threes, hitting nearly 80% at the line, and snagging just over 40 rebounds a night. Teams are shooting 34.4% from deep against them. The Cavaliers need to win this one to keep their season alive and send things back to Indiana for Game 6 on Thursday. Since mid-March, Cleveland has struggled, dropping 11 of their last 21 games. They've also lost their last 2 home playoff games, which is concerning. Right now, the Cavs are averaging 121 points on 47.6% shooting while surrendering 107 points on nearly identical 47.5% shooting. They're knocking down 37.4% of their threes and making 83.6% of their free throws. Opponents are hitting 37.8% from downtown against them, and Cleveland's grabbing 44.5 rebounds per game. The Pacers are still missing Isaiah Jackson, but the bigger injury concern is on the Cavs side, where Donovan Mitchell is questionable after hurting his ankle during warm-ups before the second half of Sunday's game. Indiana is just 1 win away from a return to the conference finals, and they looked unstoppable in Game 4. They jumped out to a 41-point halftime lead, tying the largest in playoff history. They had 25 assists compared to just 3 from the Cavs, and committed only 4 turnovers while forcing 14. That kind of dominance is rare, and while repeating that effort in Cleveland might be unlikely, Indiana has now beaten the Cavs 6 times in 8 games this year. That's not a fluke, it's a pattern. Cleveland finds itself in a tough spot. They're on the brink of elimination, and there's a real chance they'll be without their star, Donovan Mitchell. He tweaked his ankle before the second half of Game 4 and didn't look right after. If he can't go on Tuesday, the Cavs will be in even deeper trouble. Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and De'Aaron Hunter were all available for Game 4, but they couldn't change the outcome. During the regular season, the Cavs went 34-7 at home, one of the best records in the league, and they'll need to summon that same energy if they want to stay alive. But at this stage, you have to ask how much gas they have left in the tank. Very few teams have ever come back from being down 3-1 in a best-of-7 series, though Cleveland is one of them. They did it in the 2016 finals. Still, this situation feels a lot different. Mitchell's status is unclear, and that's a huge blow. Tyrese Halliburton didn't even have a big game in Game 4, just 11 points and 5 assists, and the Pacers still steamrolled the Cavs. Indiana came into the playoffs red hot, and they made a loud statement in that Game 4 first half. Now Cleveland has to find an answer fast. Even if Mitchell suits up on a sore ankle, they'll need everything he's got to stay alive. You'd expect the Cavaliers to show some pride at home in this spot, but the reality is grim. Garland's already battling through an injury. Mitchell might not be at full strength or even play, and Indiana has already beaten Cleveland twice on the road in this series. Sure, the Cavs were great at home during the season, going 36-9 straight up and 52-37-1 against the spread overall. Only Oklahoma City has been more profitable profitable for bettors, so it makes sense that the Cavs are slight favorites in this must-win game. But the Pacers have just been better. They've taken 5 of the last 6 matchups against Cleveland and are 7-4 straight up and 8-3 against the spread as underdogs since March 17. Mitchell showing up on the injury report really shifts things. If he's ruled out, this line is probably going to move fast, and Cleveland's chances drop significantly. If you're backing Indiana, now's the time to jump in before the market adjusts. I've been riding with the Pacers all series, and nothing's changed to make me think it's time to switch. As our first pick for this matchup, the Indiana Pacers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Cleveland is going to fight for all 4 quarters, especially with their season on the line. But if the Pacers are up by more than a few possessions in the final minutes, they'll have no problem slowing things down and playing it safe. The Cavs will be playing desperate defense, chasing shooters off the line and forcing Indiana into tougher looks inside the arc. On offense, Indiana probably won't run quite as fast as usual. Cleveland will try to dictate the tempo and keep things in the half court. This should be a grinded-out kind of game where neither team pulls too far ahead. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Denver Nuggets versus Oklahoma City Thunder. On Tuesday night, the Denver Nuggets will head to Oklahoma City to face the Thunder in Game 5 of their Western Conference semifinals matchup. With the series tied at 2 games apiece, this game becomes a turning point. The Thunder managed to steal a win on the road Sunday, grinding out a 92-87 victory in Denver and snatching back home court advantage in the process. Oklahoma City clawed out a win in Game 4 by sticking to tough, gritty defense and slowing the game down. It wasn't pretty. Both teams shot below 35% from the field, but the Thunder managed to rally from an 8-point deficit in the fourth quarter. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander stepped up and led the way with 25 points, while the Thunder defense held Nikola Jokic to just 7 for 2 shooting. Now with the series shifting back to Oklahoma City, the Thunder have a big edge playing in front of their home fans. All year long, the Thunder have looked like the best team in the West. They had the best record in the NBA this season, and for a while it seemed like they were cruising. They breezed through the first round, but the Nuggets have brought them back to earth a bit. This series has been a battle. Jokic and the Nuggets bring championship experience, and that's forcing this young Thunder squad to dig deep. Despite Jokic struggling, just 33% shooting overall and 18% from 3 in his last 3 games, the Nuggets have still made this a 3-game sprint to the finish. That says a lot. Jokic is still the best basketball player alive, and it's hard to believe he won't have a big game sooner or later. The spread for Game 5 is steep, considering how close this series has been. Yes, the Thunder blew out the Nuggets in Game 2, but that was after Denver stole Game 1 on the road with a late shot. There was a bit of a letdown in Game 2, which isn't unusual. Outside of that one blowout, Denver has covered in the 3 other games. The Thunder's offense went off in Game 2, but for the rest of the series, the Nuggets have kept them in check. The pace of the series has slowed down, and the games have turned into physical, low-scoring slugfests. Even in Sunday's loss, Denver kept it close while shooting only 31%. Their defense deserves credit. Oklahoma City Thunder only shot slightly better. They've been forcing the Thunder to work for everything, including Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's now under 40% shooting in his last 2 outings. Look, I get it. The Thunder have been amazing this year and have rewarded bettors with a 58-29-4 record against the spread. They've been the best value in basketball, but this line feels like an overreaction. Denver has been right there in every game and could easily be up in this series. Plus, Jokic hasn't even played that well yet, and there's a good chance that changes soon. Also, it's rare to see Denver listed as such big underdogs. This will be just the 5th time in 2024 they've been double-digit dogs. Since November 2023, they've gone 3-2 straight up in that spot. Since November 2022, they're 7-2 against the spread as double-digit underdogs. Game 4 was a missed chance for the Nuggets. They had a shot to go up 3-1 and let it slip. Now the series is even, and it's down to a best of 3. 2 of those games will be in Oklahoma City. The Thunder shot poorly in Game 4, one of their worst showings of the season, but their defense bailed them out in the first and fourth quarters. They're heavy favorites again for Game 5, which makes sense on paper, but that number feels a bit too generous given how competitive this series has been. Denver already proved they can win in Oklahoma City, and there's no reason to think they can't keep this one tight. I just don't get the number. Denver isn't going to fold. They've been in this spot before. more. They've got the poise and the experience not to crumble in a pivotal Game 5. They've covered in 3 out of 4 games already and should be able to do it again. As our first pick for this matchup, the Denver Nuggets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. After the first 2 games went over the total, the last 2 have swung the other way. That's mostly due to both teams tightening up defensively, which you expect in a playoff series the longer it goes. Game 4 was another rough shooting night for both teams. Neither cracked 40%. That's not a fluke anymore. It's the direction the series is heading. Expect more of the same in Game 5 as both teams continue adjusting and leaning on defense. Scoring is dropping fast, and with each game getting more intense, that trend should continue. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.